workout is level 2 of my 3-part lunge series. If you joined me for level 1, we focused on an introduction to perfect lunges, working on that perfect form and technique, also identifying some of the most common errors people make with lunges, trying to correct those and really making sure the right muscle groups are going to be working. Today in level 2, we're going to build upon that, really trying to master the moves from level 1 before continuing on with more challenging variations of lunges. You always want to master those beginning moves first, making sure the form is down, the right muscles are working that you need to be feeling before moving on either with variations or with adding weight. Because if the right muscles are not working, you put yourself at a greater chance for injury. So really focus on the perfect form with those kind of simplistic moves. Make sure you got that down, and then we continue on. Just like with any of the other videos, make sure you are good, cleared for exercise. So we're gonna get started here with a stretch. If you've been with me before, we've done this stretch before. We're gonna get into this long, elongated stance here. I have my left foot forward. Both hands are gonna come down on that instep, and I'm gonna twist my left arm up to the sky, really fighting to keep that back leg nice and straight. And I'm feeling the muscles that we're gonna be working with our actual lunges. So now I want to be feeling the left glute and the right quad. If you're not feeling that left glute, make sure you have that 90-degree angle created. That knee is directly over the heel. Last one here. And back to center. Switch, right leg forward, taking that big step back with the left leg. Both hands come inside. Focus on keeping that back leg nice and straight and twisting the right arm up to the sky. Now we're working on right glute and left quad, getting those nice and warmed up for all of our lunges today. One more. And let's go one more. Reach up, down, step together, shake those legs out. So in level 1, we first started with a static lunge. I'm going to demonstrate that briefly. You get into that lunge step position, and we were going down and up, keeping the legs in that same position, just working the down and up. I even suggested holding on to something for balance to really ensure you were feeling the front glute and the back quad, and not just all quads, because that tends to be a common problem with lunges. We don't get enough glute activation, and we completely just focus on the quads. Then we did reverse lunges, and we're gonna do those today as kind of another little warm up. I'm gonna show you from the side. My left leg's gonna be forward. I'm gonna step back, drop down together, and here's our reverse lunge. Join me when you're ready. We're gonna hit 10 on each leg as kind of another little warm up, also making sure we got this move down, back, drop that back knee down, good. So now I wanna be feeling left glute, right quad. We got 4 more on this side. Also a good time to make sure, look down at those toes. Make sure the toes are staying pointed straight in front of you. Last one, good. We're gonna switch it right into the other side. Right leg forward, left leg goes back and together. 90-degree angles and up. Pushing the ground away with that right foot to come back to center. We got 4 more. Drop down, 90 degrees, and last one. And together, good. Shake it out. Hopefully you have a good handle on those reverse lunges. Now we're gonna introduce forward lunges. And the reason I always encourage reverse lunges first to get that form down is for this reason, and I'm gonna show you here. I'm gonna do a forward lunge, stepping forward with my left foot, and I'm here, and then I wanna drop straight down. And then I push the ground away to come all the way back to start. It looks exactly the same as a reverse lunge when I'm down in that position. But what happens, and something we need to focus on here, the common problem with forward lunge is I step forward and people want to keep that momentum going. So when they step here, their momentum almost carries them too far, and now you can see I've lost those 90-degree angles. My front knee is too far forward over that foot. Okay, I'm no longer using this front glute, and I'm all quads. Okay, so when people do a forward lunge, that's the common problem, is their momentum just kind of takes them there. So here's what the key is. When you step forward, you step, you stop your momentum, and you drop straight down, and then come all the way back. You take a big step, kind of stop your momentum, pause, and drop straight down, and now you can see I've established those 90-degree angles. It looks the exact same as a reverse lunge. It's just getting there is the difference. So we're gonna do left leg first, forward lunges. Here we go. Big step, stop the momentum, drop down, and push all the way back to start. You also have to be strong to really push the ground away with this front foot to get yourself all the way back to that starting position. The goal is to come all the way back in one motion and not having to do any type of stutter steps or double steps to get there, pushing the ground away. So here, left glute, right quad. Let's go one more. Push the ground away. Good. We're going to switch right into it. Right leg is going forward. Big step, stop the momentum, drop down, all the way back to start. Now, we're feeling right glute, this front glute, and left quadricep working. So when I'm here, it's like I'm really pushing the ground away to get myself all the way back, propel my body up from this position, back to start. 3 more. Again, take a little check, make sure those toes are still pointed forward, and release, shake it out. We're gonna put those together. We're gonna do a reverse lunge right into a forward lunge. So my right leg is gonna be stationary, my left leg's gonna be moving. This is what it's gonna look like. Left leg is gonna go back in that reverse lunge. I'm gonna come to center, take that left leg in front now. Back to center. Join me when you're ready. Back to center. And now I'm kind of getting my arms into it as well, mimicking a runner's type pose. My opposite arm is coming forward with that opposite leg. Moving back and forth with that same leg, reverse, forward. So now, in this reverse lunge, you want to be feeling right glute, left quad. Now it switches. Now left glute, right quad. It's always that front glute and the back quad that you want to be focusing on. Step forward, one more, reverse, one more, forward, and release. Shake those legs out nice. We can just keep on building and building with these lunges. It doesn't even take a lot of weight. Just a lot of reps, perfect form. You're gonna be feeling it. So, switching legs here. Left leg stays stationary. We're gonna do the same thing with the right leg. Reverse and forward. Here we go. Reverse, together, forward, together. Drop down, 90-degree angles, 90-degree angles. Drop down, together, nice. And again, I'm getting those arms in that running type position. You get a little arm workout in here too. Pumping them like you're doing a running motion. Reverse, together, front, together. Here, left glute, right quad. Now front, right glute, left quad. Make sure that's what you're feeling. And forward. One more, reverse. One more, forward. And take a breather, grab a drink if you need it. We're gonna put those together in a different way, a more challenging way. So that time, I actually paused in center. I brought my feet to the ground, my foot to the ground. This time we're gonna try a little balance challenge. So let me show you and then we'll get started. Right leg stays stationary. I'm gonna do the same motion. I'm just never gonna come back to center with that left foot. So left foot reverse lunge. I come up and I pause, hold, go right into that forward lunge, back, hold that posture, and then I continue. So adding a whole nother balance challenge to this. Now, if you feel like you get out of form, okay, you're losing your balance too much, therefore you're not really feeling what you should be feeling, that's okay. I want you to go back to that touch in the middle. Another thing you can do to build up to it, rather than planting firmly, you can just do a little toe tap and then into it, maybe just a little toe tap, a little balance check, and work your way up that way. Now, the challenge of this, besides balance, you're getting a whole lot of extra work on that stationary leg. The right glute, the right calf ankle muscles are really having to fire extra hard to keep your body balanced while this left leg is up in the air. All right, we're gonna get into it. Right leg is stationary, left leg moves. We go reverse, up and hold, front, back and hold. And you can see the extra challenge that has to come in with this right leg. This right glute really has to fire at the top to hold my body posture. We're trying to decelerate the body, be able to pause, hold it under control, and stopping your body so you're in control. You're not letting your momentum dictate how your body's moving. Up and hold, front, up and hold, one more rotation, reverse, front, up and hold, and switch. Nice, I hope you feel a little extra work on that right glute because it's having to lock, squeeze tight to hold that body in position while your left leg is off the ground. The left leg is gonna be our stationary leg here, and we're gonna do the balance challenge with this right leg. So reverse, 90 degrees, up and hold, front lunge, back and hold. So again, this left glute is now having to work extra hard up top to control your body from moving. Pause, forward, pause at the top. And you want a really deliberate pause, making sure you have your body under control. So the slower, the better here. That's where you're gonna feel those muscles really working, is if you slow it down, take time to feel what you should be feeling, get that mind-body connection. One more rotation, reverse, up and hold, front, back and hold, and release. Nice job. Grab a drink. We're gonna introduce another lunge today. We're gonna do a lateral lunge. So what the lateral lunge is, we've done this before in some of my other videos. We're gonna really break it down today. So it's gonna be a side step lunge. Both toes are gonna stay forward. I'm gonna start in the center, okay? My both toes are pointed towards you. I'm gonna start with my left leg out. So what that's gonna look like, I take a big step out to the left and I get into this big wide stance. Again, toes always stay pointed forward. When I take this big step, I'm gonna lean into that leg I stepped with, drop down, and I'm gonna push all the way back to start. So toes stay forward, I lunge down, and I push back to start. Caution, don't let this left toe twist out, okay? If I take a step and my left toe twists away from center, that's where my knee is gonna go. My knee is gonna follow that, and now you can see I've lost my angles. My knee is way too far forward, and now I'm working that quad way more than I should be, putting way more strain on the knee. I'm gonna show you from the side before we get into our round here. I'm stepping with my left leg again. I take that big step, I lunge into that side. The goal is to get this thigh parallel to the ground. Now I'm working this glute, and I'm working my right inner thigh, getting it nice and stretched out. We're just gonna go left side first, and then we'll hit the right side. Get ready here. Always check, make sure those toes are pointed straight. Big step, lunge down, back to center. So on this step, we're really stretching out this right leg, and that's where you're gonna get a lot of that inner thigh work as well. Get that range of motion, trying to really get this left thigh parallel to the ground, like you're sitting back into a chair. And the same lunge key holds true here. We want this 90-degree angle at this knee we're lunging into. 90-degree angle, knee right over the heel, vertical shin, and I'm pushing the ground away with this left leg coming back to start. We got one more. Push the ground away, back to start. Good. We're gonna switch sides, going with the right. Start slow, I'll pick up the pace. Keys, toes are forward, your hips come back, like somebody has a rubber band on you and they're pulling your hips back on that stride, all right? You should be feeling the bent glute, the straight inner thigh. That's what you wanna be feeling. Right leg, I'm gonna take a big step, toes are forward, sit back, right glute, left inner thigh, back to center. When you're ready, pick that pace up. Focus on those keys, toes forward, right thigh gets parallel to the ground, pushing the ground away, strong with this right leg. And you want to be feeling, again, right glute, and now left inner thigh. Let's go 2 more. Push the ground away, 1 more, and together. Nice, shake those legs out. We're gonna push this one a little bit harder. We're gonna challenge you, balance challenge. We're gonna go 1 leg right into the other. So we're gonna alternate legs. I'm gonna get started, join me when you're ready. So I'm gonna go left leg lateral, back to center, right leg lateral, back to center. You can go as slow or as fast as you want to, but I always encourage you to go slow until that muscle memory kicks in. You never want to sacrifice the perfect form and technique to go faster, or if we were using weight, you never want to sacrifice perfect form and technique to increase the load or the amount of weight that you're using. Focusing on the right muscles that you want to be feeling. The goal is that you're not feeling your knee. If you're feeling some pain in your knee, I would encourage you to take a break, maybe check out that form, see if in fact your knee is over your heel, it's not going too far forward past your toe. Get a mirror if you need to. Focus on that perfect form. Let's finish on this side here. And together. Nice. Shake it out, grab a drink if you need it. We're gonna add 1 more lunge variation in today, and we're gonna do a curtsy lunge. Okay, so if you can imagine, like a normal curtsy, yeah, that's the motion we're gonna get into. So I'm gonna walk you through it while you get a little rest break. My left toe is gonna stay forward, okay? Not a lot changes, lunge to lunge. You have a lot of those same aspects working. Toes forward, 90-degree angles, okay? This time we're gonna add a little rotation in. So left leg's gonna be stationary. What I'm gonna do with my right leg, I'm gonna twist slightly behind me, okay? And this right knee is gonna drop down in line with my left heel. So I come out of it, slight rotation, drop down, and I come out of it. Now, what you wanna be feeling here with this left leg that's stationary, we're getting a lot of left glute in. And especially on this, because of this rotation, because I'm adding this twist, I'm gonna get a lot of outer glute work on this left leg. And then I have to tighten that outer glute to bring my leg back around. So on this left leg, the balance leg, you wanna be feeling a lot of glute. And then because we're doing this rotation, we should be feeling quite a bit of inner thighs too, okay? Because you're having to use the inner thigh to brace, to pull your leg through. So front glute and then inner thighs on both legs. We're gonna get started. I'll start slow and then I'll increase the pace. So I step back, right leg comes to that heel and back to center. I'm using this left glute to fire to bring my body up nice and tall in the front here. If you're wondering about how far back you should be stepping, here's the answer. Wherever you can get those 90-degree angles in. Drop that right knee to left heel, 2 more, and 1 more. Good, I'm gonna show you from the side on this leg. So now my right leg is forward. This is gonna be my stationary leg, feeling a lot of right glute, and I'm gonna rotate with that left leg. So when I step back, I am stepping back, okay? It's not quite as long of a stride as I would be for like a forward lunge. But I'm here and I'm gonna drop this left knee to that right heel, and you can see I still have those 90-degree angles. So I would encourage, take a decent step back, probably not as long as you would be in either your reverse or forward lunge. And of course your stride length depends on some things, flexibility, as well as your leg length. But more importantly, check yourself. If you're down here, are you creating those 90-degree angles? And if you are, that's a good place to be. Feeling this right glute here, especially as I drive up to start, working the outer glute and now inner thigh rotation. 2 more on this side. And 1 more. Good. Shake it out. So those are those curtsy lunges. Okay, for our final challenge of the day for a level 2 lunge series, just wait, it'll get harder in level 3. But for our final challenge of the day, we are gonna add those 2 lunges together, a lateral and a curtsy. We're gonna put them together. Let me show you what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna start with my right leg being stationary, okay? So I'm gonna do a lateral lunge, left leg. I'm gonna come back to start, and I'm gonna do curtsy, putting them together. Lateral, together, curtsy, together. Join me when you're ready. Go as slow as you need to make sure you got that muscle memory down, the form down, making sure you're feeling the muscles you should be feeling. Specifically, lateral, left glute, right inner thigh, curtsy. Now right glute, left quad, both inner thighs are working. Lateral, together, curtsy, together. 2 more. 2 more of each. Curtsy, together. 1 more. Lateral, together, curtsy, together. Nice. Now we gotta do it on the other side. Left leg stays stationary. Lateral step, curtsy step, and we're going. Here we go. Right, lateral, together, curtsy, together. Again, you can go at my pace, you can go at your own pace. The most important thing is that form. And I will caution you again, if you are feeling any type of knee pain, you don't want to be, okay? So, could be a little minor form adjustment. It could also be tight quadriceps and tight hip flexors. If you have joined me before, I did a foam rolling video where I have you rolling out those quads. Let's finish here, curtsy and release. In my foam rolling video, if you're feeling like you're just tight here, your knees might have some pain, you're pretty sure your form is on point, I would encourage you to grab a foam roller, even a tennis ball, if that's what you have available, and you're just gonna give yourself a massage, okay? Try to dig out some of the knots. If you're tight in the front quad, the lateral quad, that IT band, it can put a lot of undue strain on that knee joint as well. So if you feel like your form is perfect, that would be my recommendation. Get on a foam roller, try to really massage out those quad muscles, make sure you're not tight and putting that extra strain on the knee. Try it, experiment with it, roll it out, get your muscles loose, come back and try lunges again, see if that works. Okay, last thing. We're gonna add that balance check into this now. So I'm gonna try not to put my toe down in between. I'm gonna go left leg lateral, up and hold, curtsy, up and hold. Okay, join me when you're ready. If you need to have a little toe tap here, just a quick toe tap for balance check, that's okay. When I come up, I have to lock this right glute into place. Lock this right glute, getting a lot of extra work on that balanced leg. Also down in those ankle and calf muscles, trying to really lock my foot into the ground. It's like you're visualize pushing the ground away. When you come up, you're pushing the ground away, locking that leg in tight to the ground. Lateral, curtsy, 1 more exchange. Lateral, up and hold. Curtsy, up and hold, and shake it out. At this point, I really hope you're feeling your whole leg working. We've done a lot of glutes on both sides. We've now hit the outer glute, we've hit the inner thigh. Your hamstrings are working in those transitions. And we're now working a lot of the calf and ankle muscles with that balance, holding that leg tight into the ground. Here we go. Last thing, balance on the other side. Then we stretch, and then you've made it through level 2. Left leg stays balanced. Here we go. Lateral, up and hold. Curtsy, up and hold. Lateral, up and hold. Curtsy, up and hold. That left glute has to fire on this way up. Lock into the ground. You should feel that glute clench underneath you. And those feet are like webbed into the ground, pushing that ground away. Here, again, we want to be feeling right glute, left inner thigh. Now, left glute, right quad, inner thighs on both legs. Up and hold, curtsy, up and hold. We got 2 more exchanges. Last round, lateral, up and hold, curtsy, up and hold, and shake it out. Grab a drink if you need it. Let's take a couple deep breaths. Just reach those arms up overhead, in through the nose, and release. Another deep breath, reach up, let that heart rate come down nice and slowly, and release. We're gonna do a couple stretches here. It's actually amazing how much you can do, how many muscles you can work with actually no weight, just using your body weight. Actually got a little cardio in too, getting that heart rate up. A lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts, which is awesome. So we're gonna do a quad stretch. Take one heel, bring it back. If you need to hold on to something for that balance, go for it. Now we're trying to stretch out that quad. If you feel like this is really tight, you may be one of those people that will really benefit from some extra foam rolling, massaging out of those muscles. So I'd encourage you, go back and check out my foam rolling video. Switch, shake those legs out a little bit. Now we're gonna bring the other leg up, get the other quad. The other thing, if you are one of those people that are just feeling the quads, just the thighs, they're just burning, you're not really feeling a lot of glutes, I would encourage you to check out my mini band video. I did a whole video using a mini loop band, really just trying to target and get the glutes to fire, to activate, to wake up a little bit. My goal for you would be to try that video, make sure those glutes are working, and then come back and do some lunges and see if that works, if you start feeling your glutes a little more. We're gonna do a hamstring stretch here. Let's go wide stance, that way we'll get a little inner thigh. Just push those hips back, reach those arms to the ground, and take some deep breaths here. I'm gonna take both hands over that right toe, still getting those hamstrings worked. Deep breath. Let's walk the hands over to the left leg. Come back to center, roll up nice and slowly. We're gonna try to do a glute stretch here. If you have something to sit on, you can do it seated. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cross one leg over the other, making that figure 4, and I'm gonna sit my hips back. What you wanna be feeling is this bent glute. You're gonna get stretched through that bent glute. If you have something to sit on and you can do it that way, you're sitting, one foot comes up on the other knee, and you should feel the bent glute, getting a good stretch in here. Getting some balance work in here too if you're not using a chair. Switch, shake those legs out. I'm gonna bring my left leg over, make that figure 4, sit those hips back, and now I wanna be feeling the left glute working. And release that. What a beautiful day it is. The birds are chirping. Perfect day to be outside, getting a nice good workout. Thank you for joining me today. This was level 2 of the 3-part lunge series. So stay tuned for level 3, and please feel free to share this video with anyone you think might enjoy it. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.